the whole thing. You just follow the money trail.
But they've got it backwards. If they take away Creative Commons, that is going to have an impact on the music, and it won't be good.
Right, but with the way they look at it, Deb, if I had to guess, it would give them greater control over it to continue forcing down our throats to crap that we don't want to hear. The indies are such a threat to them. That's why they're freaking out. So, because they probably tried to collect royalties on music that was licensed under Creative Commons, found out they couldn't do it, and freaked.
Yep.
So, but I love this. I love that this guy is a musician who uses Creative Commons. He goes on to say, as an artist who uses Creative Commons, I can clear a few things up. Creative Commons is a license that artists can voluntarily adopt to help market their music. They can choose to adopt that license, put their music in the public domain, or simply copyright their music.
Help market their music? Wait a minute, I thought the music would dry up if they put it under Creative Commons. Isn't that what the guy said?
That's what ASCAP is saying, yeah.
Two sides to every story.
Oh,
how about it, eh? Rob, your thoughts? You're being awful quiet.
He can't get a word in because I haven't shut up.
Yeah,
well, that's okay, Deb.
Go, Rob, go.
Well, first of all, ASCAP, why the hell do you want to join an organization, have to pay an annual fee, like a membership due, for a royalty that's going to pay you 9.2 cents per unit? Unless you're selling like millions of records.
Well, there's no guarantee that they're going to get that money either, even if their music is licensed or given airplay. There's no guarantee that the guy is really going to get that money.
Well, exactly. They're going to get the money. It doesn't mean the artist will.
Right.
Well, they got to pay that high rent.
What is it, $4 million a year? That was back in the 90s. I couldn't imagine what it would be now.
Not only that, but all the campaign contributions, the lobbying money, and for God's sake, Mariah Carey, Lyle Lovett, Dionne Warwick, they got to have their royalty money. Forget this poor little guy down here barely able to pay his bills. We got to think about the big boys that are living in the $1 million homes.
Oh, yeah. Because, they create such great music. But no, this article goes on to say, I like this part. Creative Commons is not an attack on creators who copyright their work. It is a response to what some feel is the failings of copyright here. It is not a movement to pirate copyright material. If a Creative Commons work infringed on copyright, the license would be invalid and unenforceable. So if an artist chooses to use Creative Commons, it is their work that is placed under Creative Commons, not someone else's. Like, I couldn't do a cover of, say, Out for Blood, and then license it under Creative Commons. I could, but the Creative Commons license is completely invalid because it is not my work.
But you need a license from Harry Fox.
No, he needs a license from Rob Mazurek.
Yeah, for starters.
Yeah.
That's something I don't understand. This is a totally different subject, but Rob, if you wanted to give Jack permission to do your song and record it
with the pink guitar,
and sell it on a CD with the cover of him with the pink guitar and tutu, would he have to license that through Harry Fox? What the hell is Harry Fox right?
No, not really, because if you're getting it direct from the artist, excuse me, then no, you don't need to.
Okay. See, I don't know that much about Harry Fox, and you do. I know you've really done your homework there.
Right.
But they're basing it on the fact that you don't know the artist, but you want to do their song.
Yeah.
Right. So, like, say if I didn't know you and I wanted to do a cover of that song, I would have to go through Harry Fox.
Right.
Okay. That's something I didn't know about. But yeah, this is it gets I love I love what this guy says about copyright. In its current form is outdated, does not do a good job at responding to the digital environment, is more appropriate for a time when one couldn't send music via an electronic form. Many feel that free music distribution the model is a form of marketing. Just ask 50 Cent about that. Well, no, I won't ask 50 Cent about that, but I'll take his word for it. But but you know what I thought was really interesting is that you go on to the left of the article, and I'll drop this link in the chat one more time for the latecomers. Paste. Thank you. Is some of the links to the side where EFF comments on the ASCAP letter. Did you guys take a look at that by chance?
I have been reading stuff. I don't know if it was the same stuff, but I read through some stuff because I just went nuts when I read this thing. And
okay, let me drop a link in the chat for this one as well. This is the EFF's response to ASCAP's bullshit.
Now, here's another good line out of this letter. Music creators will find it harder and harder to make a living. ASCAP and BMI, there are news articles all over the internet where they have gone into clubs, shaken down the club owners for money, and I mean thousands of dollars in licensing.
Mm-hmm.
Quite often, the club owner will say, I can't afford that. So I'm just going to say, no more music. And here you've got a local band that was, making money and paying their bills by working at that establishment. They no longer have work.
Another great point to that is, okay, lawsuits. ASCAP, because somebody had sent me a message. I think it might have even been us talking about it. But ASCAP in the month of June filed 21 lawsuits, coast to coast, against clubs for playing copyrighted music. The bands playing copyrighted music, and those clubs did not have proper licenses from ASCAP. So ASCAP's going and they're shaking these clubs down. Excuse me. And, so what happens? The club says, screw it, I'm not playing any more music. So, then what happens? Well, then that's one less venue for the musician to play. So that totally blows that line about, with the whole money thing.
And they're doing this now. The economy sucks. People aren't going out as much. They're not spending as much money. The venues are already hurting. And then you've got these thugs coming in, shaking them down. What the hell are they going to do?
Well, the other thing is, the bands that are playing these little, small little clubs and whatever, they can't afford to get a license for each and every song they cover.
Well, no, what they do to the clubs, they go in and, from what I understand, it's based on the occupancy, okay? And this is the fire marshal's occupancy. They have like a certificate that says how many people they're allowed to have in that club maximum. It's based on that. So if the fire marshal says you can have 150 people in this club, but on an average night you got 20 people, well, your licensing fee is based on what the fire marshal says, 150. If there's a dance floor, there's an extra fee. If there's a jukebox, there's an extra fee. If there's a television, you might hear music on that television, so there's an extra fee. They also, one guy told me that they even charge extra if you charge a cover charge to get in.
Oh, wow. I see what you mean, Deb. I thought you were talking about performance rights licenses.
It is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I was talking about the bands themselves playing the music.
No, the bands don't have to buy licenses. They can go in a club, and even if the owner of the club says original music only, they can even have them sign a document saying they will only play original music. And if that band plays a cover, the owner of the club is typically held responsible.
Okay, so if the club owner's not licensed, then he's screwed.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, it's the clubs that have to buy the licensing. The musicians, and this is funny. It's like, the only occupation that you can commit a felony and go home and legally somebody else is responsible for it is when you go and you play a cover song in a club. That's very interesting, Charlene, Photogirl 27. Who reports them? Who reports them? Deb,
the
I know this is one.
Police.
I know this is, okay. Let me throw this picture up here real quick.
It's the music police, Charlene.
This is what the image about the music mafia that's in mine and Deb's slideshow.